You guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Podcast 5. We did it. We've finally
Five.
we finally made it to one hand of fingers, and we also have added our new guest, Shotgun McCooter.
Thought it was McCooter.
Hello, everyone.
Yep.
Hello,
Usually
Shotgun.
we
Hello.
start with the introductions. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like to do, how you got involved in the clan and whatnot?
My name's Shotgun. I've been playing Destiny since Taken King. I joined the clan when I switched from Xbox to PS4 and had no one else to join. And I joined through Team Up Tuesday, the Reddit thread, and yeah, been here ever since.
Nice. When did you join up?
Aside from on a Tuesday.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Well, to fill the dead air, I can tell you, I joined the clan because I was working a corner, and the clan leader really liked me and thought I had a sexy voice and thought that I would add something to the clan in different raids. So, we exchanged information and it all worked out.
That's pretty solid.
Yep, I actually joined from the Destiny podcast.
Really? I didn't know that.
I heard the ad on there. Yeah, it was a while
Sorry
back.
about that,
It was
guys. I'm back.
I want to say it was the Guardian 1 podcast,
Oh,
and they had a little segment on Zen Misfits. I said that sounds like it would suit me, and yeah.
so I actually heard about it on Guardian Radio. It's pretty much my go-to podcast for everything.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I joined right before Taken King or right after Taken King, somewhere in that area.
Oh, cool. Well, now that there's 4 of us, and we don't, hopefully Fitzu doesn't have to work randomly in the middle.
Nope. Not on call this time. I am good.
I mean, as fun as it was just Bum and I doing the last episode, it was kind of tough.
And I lost.
Making sure that there was a constant dialogue just going between us the entire time. It was a new experience, but still pretty fun. Everyone there? We good?
Yep,
Yes,
fair enough.
I am
I'm
very
here.
good.
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I'm here.
Cool. So let's just get into this next little bit and talk about the most fun that we've had in Destiny this last little bit. I believe the last podcast was right before the Vault of Glass challenge raid came out.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
lead
Quite a while
off,
back.
Itsu?
Sure. Had a really good run of raids for the most part. Got all the challenge modes except for Oryx done. I had some issues with work and everything, but been having a lot of fun with Destiny. I'm really loving this new update.
Yeah. Would you say that? Which one of the raids was your favorite?
I think Wrath of the Machine. I love the kinetic feel to it, where everything is moving and you're constantly doing things. You're not just standing and shooting or finding the place where you're supposed to stand and shoot. Communication's a big deal in that one, but it feels like everybody's doing their own thing. And if it weren't for the random runner on King's Fall, that would be close. But the fact that it puts a spotlight on one random player can be really disheartening to certain people, and I feel bad for them when they get shackled with that at the Daughters.
Especially when they don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Like
important.
sometimes you
because
join
that's how
groups
you
and they're
make
just
sure
like, oh,
everybody
please, not me,
learns.
not me, not me.
But the
Mhm.
difference is that you have that same aspect in the Axis challenge where everybody has to be able to do every job, but it's not one person getting spotlit every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Vault of Glass challenge for Atheon, everybody needs to be on the game. Everybody's got a job to do.
Yeah. I
still
think I was with
haven't
you on
finished
that when we did that one, Bum, and that was definitely a challenge, probably the most challenging of all of them.
I'd say the Axis challenge is still harder for me.
Really?
The
Really?
Oryx?
Why do you think that is?
it just the coordination with everything. Like it's the one that it's always been the hardest for me to get. Well, my funnest moment was last week when we actually got the challenge done for once. It was just kind of funny how it worked, man. It was just like all of a sudden we were like, you know what, forget it, let's just do it. Everybody knows what to do. Just go for it. Just do your thing. And we actually ended up doing the challenge mode. It was great. Spiegel was there too. It was awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, I was there with you for that one too.
Yep.
And that one we had it was a weird night where we didn't get a single damage phase. We kept failing before we'd get a single damage phase in.
It's like,
and
yeah,
then
we
it clicked and we went through all three and got them.
It was so, we were doing so bad, and we were like, you know what, just forget it. Let's just get it done, and boom, it just happened. It was awesome.
Yep.
It's always the best. Whenever after so long of trying, it's just like, there it is.
Yeah, mine's similar. I would say it was a tie between when we were trying to do the Templar challenge, that raid the first time, before we knew it was way easier to just have one guy just kind of juggle the teleports. We just were smashing our heads against it over and over.
We made that so much harder than it had to be. And it was awesome that we did it, that we beat it that way too.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys that weren't quite up to light, but we just refused to back down. Well, you guys did. I wanted to do the 6 Titan strat.
Nah.
Just have
6
infinite
Titans?
bubbles. Yeah, just infinitely bubble.
Just having bubbles.
But
I
think
don't think I've heard of that strat. That sounds interesting though.
Yeah, usually I play on Tuesdays and Thursdays later. It just works out for me, and like I gotta go. This is my last one, and got it through. It was sweet. I think that was fun, and also just seeing that Ducker got flawless. That just
my god.
that just
feeling that my boy made it.
That just made
I can't believe I missed it.
That just made me so happy hearing that he got to the lighthouse. And I really haven't been playing too much, been pretty busy, but between those two things, I think that's the best Destiny fun I've had since the last cast.
So yeah, I haven't played a whole lot on PS4, but I've been playing a little bit on Xbox One. And I gotta tell you, this game is unforgiving to people without new gear. It's a tough slog out
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Plus, there's that whole barrier where you just have to like grind nonstop, especially like running Vanguard strikes over and over and over again between like the 60 and 90.
I will say the light issue is much less of an issue than it used to be. I mean, I haven't put that much time in on Xbox One, and I think I'm like 396 or 395.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I have the only exotic primary I have is No Land Beyond, which is not the best exotic primary to have. That's not all I need.
I know a few people who will probably be like, "That's all you use, right? That's all you need."
No, not for me. Not for me.
I thought you liked No Land Sidearm. Isn't that your thing?
It's my thing to complain about, but not so much anymore. They finally fixed it, so now I don't see them at all. Maybe they fixed it too much.
Got it.
I never liked the gun. I mean, it's cool, but I have my quarrels with it.
What about you, Shotgun? What was the most fun you've had in the last 4 weeks in the game?
Literally, like the past 2 hours, just stomping in Rumble.
Oh, really?
I had like
Nice.
a 6 win streak in Rumble today, after like not playing for a week.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's girlfriend. See, he's learning stuff.
Yeah.
What were
What
were you running with?
The AS Luna and 1,000-yard stare. My AS Luna had rifled, hidden hand, and then some crap roll on the first note. But yeah, I was owning people left and right. It was fun.
Funny how a good gun can still
And then I
make
guess
you have a good time,
Mm-hmm.
or regardless of all the other stuff.
time is law.
And then if you
Let me
run
tell you.
around with imprecation, then it's no fun at all.
No.
I tried doing it initially, and it did not work. I got like 2 kills with it, and I put it away because I was just frustrated. A gun should not shoot that slow. It's a hand cannon.
So last week I got the Necrochasm, and that gun is fun. I mean, it is seriously fun. Watching everything explode and unloading into things, and it reloads pretty fast. I was having a blast with it.
You have that big group of thralls chasing you, whatever. You turn around, you just have to kill one of them, and they're all dead.
Yep.
I haven't
Ooh.
ran into Crota's Abyss with that thing yet, but I imagine it's probably a hoot.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you're right. All the exploding stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it'll
I
just
still-
wreck the game.
I still have my goddamn Husk of the Pit that I haven't touched. Like it's just there on my Hunter or Titan, one of those. I should probably get to it and get the Necrocosm.
Yeah, MTash does a good video where he just plays Rumble with Husk of the Pit, and it's pretty funny. It's one of his comedy breaking the meta things.
Nice.
Oh wow, he used Husk of the Pit. I tried using that in PvP. It did not work out.
Yeah, that's all big.
If you've got a good, if you have MTash shot, you can make anything work.
Yeah. It's funny how really good players can just do amazing things with not so great weapons.
Yeah.
And there's players like me who have every weapon in the game and still struggle to get that 1 KD.
Right.
Oh,
Sir Demetrius, one of my favorite YouTubers, he took advantage of the fact that Rumble Supremacy was the only Rumble mode you could play last week, and he tried to get
man, he looks so miserable.
Yeah, he tried to get as many kills in a game as he could and still lose.
Yeah, he got
In
40,
a game of Rumble,
Yeah.
and he got 40.
and he still lost.
Yeah, just so that he could get the clickbaity thumbnail, losing a game with 40 kills in Rumble.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that video. It was
But yeah, he
great.
basically got to 39 crests when 40 wins it, and he just coasted and had at one point a giant room full of crests that he was avoiding because he knew the next one he got, the match would end.
That's gotta be great.
Oh, that's some serious troll
Surviving
action
that
there.
long.
Yeah, he there was one time where he slid and just had to jump back immediately because he was about to land on one.
Take
It
the crest.
was pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's awesome.
I highly recommend that one. What about you, Bum? What's the most fun you had?
Like I said, when we finally got that access challenge last week, it turned out to be a lot of.
You must have been ecstatic.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
Chat must have been unbelievable.
Get
Oh,
that
it
mythic
was
class
great.
yet?
Oh, this screaming and gloating.
I don't have a mythic class yet either. Man. I will say for that access challenge, we had Spiegel with us, who is an amazing player, but it definitely adds a little bit of communication, some nuances to it because he's deaf, so we have to do all our communication with him.
I remember I was in the middle with him, so whenever he was in power, I could call it out. It's like, all right, Spiegel's got this, and I didn't have to worry about it. I could go whatever else, and he knew exactly what to do.
He's a really great player.
He really is.
As long as you communicate to him what you need him to do, he's on point.
Yep.
I think I went through his first run of Crota with him. Top Hat was there too, right?
Yeah.
Back in
Top Hat's always fun.
back before
Interesting.
all this came out, but I thought it was a blast. Those guys are all super fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along, I guess we're kind of getting into this. As we're kind of navigating towards Destiny 2, I thought it'd probably be good to just kind of wrap up our general thoughts on the raids one by one. You guys think that's cool?
Yeah, I'm down.
So let's just start with Crota. You guys want to go encounter by encounter or just hit the good and the bad?
Crota is
You
still
can do encounter.
raid down.
It's still the easiest, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Easily.
Fastest raid still. I like the
I'm gonna-
improvement made. I like the differences now. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but it's still, I don't know, it's still missing something.
Really? What do you think it's missing? Like another encounter or something? Or just a
Last
separate
night. Last
change?
night it just came out. We were able to knock out 2 of them in just a little over an hour. You know what I mean? All 2 full raids. I'm like, it should take us longer.
Mm.
There should be more to it.
I will
I,
say
for
that
one, think there should be an extra encounter. I feel like it's way too short.
Exactly.
A lot of it, the 2 true encounters, in my opinion, are the bridge and then Crota himself. Everything else involves a lot of running away from things.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think the problem with that raid is the greatest difficulty from it, still to this day, is the glitchiness of the raid.
That's what I was
Oh,
going
yeah.
to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that first week we were struggle busing through and having all kinds of crazy weird issues. Then Shotgun, you joined us, and like 3 times in a row the sword fell through the floor.
Yeah, 3 times in a row. It was
And
unbelievable.
it's like what do you do when you don't have a weapon that can hurt him? I mean, that's a serious problem.
You wipe and then you waste all your super energy and your heavy sense, and you have to wait 5 minutes for it all to recharge.
Or you wait
Yep.
and let him go to the side and wait for him to go back to the middle. Oh wait, we gotta kill ogres this time. Let's wait another round.
Yeah, I like mechanics in a raid. I like doing things, but the whole waiting for him to move back to the middle and everything else, and I know that's a player choice. It wasn't necessarily designed into the raid to make it easier for us, but the fact that you do it and you should do it, the game shouldn't have that much standing around waiting.
Yeah.
It's not fun. You're not in danger. There's no stress. There's no pressure. There's no fun to be had there. You're literally just standing there, passing the chalice around and waiting.
Literally go, okay, it still have a good, decent chance at having everyone else beat it for you.
Yep.
My only issue with the Crota encounter was just how inconsistent the kneeling part is. Like, when I'm running sword, I really try and get as many hits in as I can. When I jump on, I see like a flurry of rockets go by. I'm like, this is great. And then all of a sudden he swipes me and I'm dead. I'm like, did everyone shoot? And everyone's like, yeah. Like, well,
timing can be. It's the whole trust the rocket thing. Like, you say, all right, everybody, 3, 2, 1, shoot, and you gotta trust that everybody shot that one rocket, and they're all gonna.
And I do, and it's just frustrating when I just get mega slammed.
I feel yeah. It's just
Well,
when you're right on him and you notice, wait, he didn't kneel. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's frustrating when you see the volley of rockets hit him and he doesn't kneel. He slams you and then he kneals when you're dead.
Yep.
It's just like, what? I saw them hit you and you
half the
stood
time,
there and hit like a champ.
Yep. And half the time you see him kneel and you still die and you're like, how did I die? He's kneeling,
Yeah. It's just a bunch of weird stuff with that. I will say though, the Abyss is still the best intro to any raid ever. I think the Abyss is fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish somehow that was a social space and other people could interact with it. I miss that being a part of raids, just the opening of it being something that everybody can partake in. Like with the Vault of Glass, I thought it was always sweet when a little blueberry would
just show
up and be like, I'm helping.
Oh man, how weird would it be if they didn't have match-made? If they didn't have match-made raids, but they just had instanced raids where everyone could just walk in. Like, oh, here's 5 people. Let's wander in.
Yeah. If somehow you could just drop down into the abyss or pop back up and like help people out who are down in there, but then you wouldn't be able to maybe cross that light bridge or whatever right at the very end, that would have been cool.
Sure.
But hey, maybe that's something they'll implement in the next game.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a lot of like system changes for Destiny 2, like a lot of like just built from the ground up new.
Yeah. We'll get into
especially the Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll put that on the back burner for later. But yeah, anything else about Crota? We pretty much talked about it a bunch on the last one. We ended speculating on Vault of Glass.
I'm good. Yeah.
Cool.
Said.
Yep.
As far as Vault of Glass, how do you guys think the challenge mode ended up?
Well, I was never here for like the year 1 Vault of Glass, so I really don't know how much different it is from the normal encounters. But I thought they were fun.
You pretty much
Template challenge
played
especially
the
is pretty cool.
same way, except you're not blocking his teleports. Back in the day, you used to just be able to, cleanse everybody and then go on. But now that kills everybody, so it was rare that people would ever try and block all the teleports. And then the Atheon one, that came out of nowhere for me. I still haven't gotten.
No one was expecting that. Yeah, people were like speculating and like, oh, it'll be this, it'll be that. You have to kill all the oracles, and everyone has to do 1 oracle each. What?
you could think, especially for Templar, you could think nowadays, like, the challenge is not that bad. But back in the day when that raid was the hardest one out there, when it was the first one out there, you didn't have half the things that you have now. You know what I mean? Not
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
had a Gallahorn. Not everybody had sleepers.
Sleeping
It was
giants, yeah.
it was tough. It was
There was
tough.
no tether.
There was
Yep.
no tether. You know what I mean? There was no Celestial Nighthawk, all that crap.
Nope.
I remember back in the day, it was everybody. If you had an icebreaker, that was great. If not, any other sniper would do. You would do all the oracles from the very top because it was the easiest way to survive.
Oh yeah, the
Yep.
full team of icebreakers, yeah.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah, I mean those oracles they don't break easy. The new weapons you can get help a lot, but without them, that raid is challenging.
it was
Ever
still,
since I got corrective measure, I haven't taken it off from my heavy
Mm.
slot until Atheon because it just helps so much with oracles.
Yeah.
Like a mag can take down 3, just one mag.
Mm.
Great, so great.
So what do you all think of the new weapons in the updated weapons rather?
I think.
It's nice to have them.
Go ahead.
I think it's nice to have them. Elemental primaries are cool. If only, even though they're only like usable for nightfalls and I guess burn strikes, it's still pretty cool.
I don't know,
That
man.
really helps with the raids though.
That Vision and that Chaos Dogma are great PvP guns.
I haven't
Nice.
only used Vision a handful of times in PvP. I had fun with it, but it wasn't anything I was like wowed about. I haven't used Chaos Dogma.
So
Chaos
I
Dogma.
have. Oh, go ahead.
my thing
Is
is,
it-
all of the Vault of Glass weapons were really amazing. I don't think there's any argument with that. But when you look at the second raid or third raid or fourth raid, none of those weapons in their legendary form was anything special, really, to me. And calling them exotic just because they have a burn now doesn't really sit right with me. I look at every other exotic in the game and there's something more unique thing about it. So I mean, I think they're all cool and stuff, but I don't. It's just whatever. I mean, it's like whatever the Smite of
The burn
Moraine
is.
is. It's like that's just a pulse rifle with Firefly. What's exotic about that? It doesn't have like the bad juju or red death perks that.
It does solar damage.
It's
I
I
mean,
don't-
maybe
I don't-
that's just me needing to rethink how or rethink the definition of exotic. But I mean, I'm indifferent. I wish there was something cooler. I wish they maybe would have added a perk. But
I'm kind of on the same boat. Like most of the adept exotics are collecting dust in my vault already. I only ever use Vision, Fang of Yurt, Word of Crota, and Fatebringer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
that's
kind
really
of
it.
bummed the Fatebringer I got was an exotic because now I can't use it in a lot of the other raids because I want to have my exotic filled with a sword or with
Exactly.
Gallahorn or Sleeper. And that
That's the
means
other
Fatebringer
thing.
just I don't use it.
That's the other thing. Like, it seems like the legendary versions of those weapons are way more rare than the adept ones. Like, I rarely see a 400 legendary Vision of Confluence. It's always the adept stuff. Like, I don't even have any of them.
I don't
Like,
have a vision
any of
at
them.
all.
I was blessed with Legendary Vision, and I use that a lot.
I would
Nice.
use it if it was a legendary
Great.
version. Hell yeah.
I think those
All
are
for the
still
raid.
just
It's
the
my
random
it's my
drops.
PvE gun go to.
Yeah, it seems are random.
Yeah, they're still random.
Yeah, whereas if you do a challenge mode, you're guaranteeing yourself a weapon. Whereas
Yeah,
if you
and-
don't, you might not even get it.
hmm
In the chat, JDoc said we should be focusing. We're talking about weapons. We should be focusing on the lack of bathrobes. I'm sorry, JDoc. Mine's in the dryer currently. I've been wearing it, all day, and I had to clean it.
Nah, that's no excuse. Mm-mm. I don't accept.
I was live.
All right. Well, what do you guys think about what do you guys think about the this fall? Pretty much nothing's different, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
all the
same
same.
old, but it's fun.
I do like the mechanics in King's Fall. Like, it's a mechanic heavy fight, so
Mhm.
it was an entertaining raid for me. And it's definitely better than Crota, that's what came out of Crota. So it's definitely a step up. But I was kind of hoping that some of the challenges would be a bit different, and throw in a wrench and everything.
I mean, the fact
I
that
was
you knew they weren't going to do anything when they had that reveal stream, and it showed that if you beat the challenge modes on your character, those things on the book were just automatically filled in.
and I will say that the other raids only each have 2 challenges, right? So it's still the only raid with 3 challenge modes to it. Am I right in saying that?
I believe so. Every other one has 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still the most challenging raid.
It's also
and I do think.
worst.
I don't know if it's the worst. It's definitely the most time consuming. And we complained earlier that Crota is too short. King's Fall is definitely at the other end of the spectrum where, you are devoting 2 hours to it for the most part, unless everything goes flawlessly. And it's rare when you're doing 3 different challenge modes that it's going to go flawlessly.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you King's Fall, you get quite a few more encounters in King's Fall than you do in Crota.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I will say one other thing about King's Fall is that it has the least reason for you to want to run it again. It has the worst weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the least useful outside of it. It's going to take you the most time to get through it. Having the adept versions of those weapons isn't a huge up. I mean, the Void one being the hand cannon. That hand cannon's awful. I mean, absolutely awful. The reload speed alone on it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't forget the armor's pretty bad too. Except for like the Titan helmet, everything else looks gross. In my opinion, I don't know.
I got through Goldaroth and got the Smite of Moraine twice, and I was like, great, that's all I needed from this. Everything else is doo-doo garbage.
I do not have a Smite of Moraine.
I got the Doom Chuck. So I like that scout rifle. It's a decent one.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want. The Doom. That's the only primary I like in King's Fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yasmin's nice, and so is Quillam's. But since the nerf Quillam's isn't that great, it's alright. But it's nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I like the faster ones more than that now.
If you want that impact, you want Silver Red, because you can just get the Field Scout on it and have ridiculous, 70 shots on it and get 10 kills off it before you die. Before it's empty, rather.
For sure.
Shamelessly repping corrective measure again. That thing has so much ammo in PvP. 3 reloads.
Yeah,
2.
and range.
It has surplus and Field Scout.
Yep.
And its stability is like laser.
Oh man, we played. I played some doubles games with Shotgun last week, and we played like 3 or 4 games in a row against the same team, and we had no trouble handling them, or at least he had no trouble handling them, all the way up until one guy got corrective measure, and then it was a serious, how quickly can we get rid of that guy because that gun just unbalances it that much.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about me and you. Okay, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like you were running with someone else.
No.
But yeah,
you, man.
That guy single-handedly won the game for them because he picked up the corrective measure heavy and we couldn't get him down.
Yep.
Neither of you had a super to use on him?
I used my super like right before he got it, if I remember correctly.
Big mistake.
Yeah, and I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my golden gun, and he was able to kill me faster with corrective measure than I could get a shot off on him.
Ouch.
These things, they happen.
Nice. I never got into the Wrath of the Machine 390 raid. I didn't play Destiny all of last week. I actually did a couple of private matches, but I never played the raid. Was there anything really cool, or was anything wrong with it? It's pretty much the same, right? Bumped up.
It's the same. There was nothing new, but it was still a lot of fun. And unlike the other raids, everybody kind of knows their role and what they're doing because it's newer. So a lot of the people who are active now were active when it came out.
Okay. Was the
I have to say this chain is nice, since it's solar burn and you've got the firefly on it and everything. That's probably one of the raid ones worth getting there.
Yeah. Was the what do you call it? The Vosik challenge a lot easier now? Didn't they fix that issue with the door where you could really easily?
It didn't seem any different to me.
The one time I missed was because I threw it as the last teammate was sliding in and ended up hitting him with the bomb.
Oh, what
But other than that, you could throw the bomb anywhere on the console and it counts.
Jeez.
Hmm.
Yep.
And then I couldn't tell the difference in the Axis challenge though. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say this here. I am way too drunk for this early in the podcast. I am sorry, guys.
You've only had like one drink.
Lightweight. This lightweight.
But Fitzer doesn't drink that often.
I don't drink at all, and I had, I don't know, 4 shots worth of white rum in this
Ooh.
this rum and
So
Coke.
everybody
and
knows he's drinking
I
Pedialyte.
I downed it fast, and I'm definitely feeling it. So I'm drinking some water now, trying to mellow it out a bit. But yeah, I am way too drunk for this early in the podcast.
Just slow down a little bit. That's it.
Yep.
Be interesting to see drunk Fitzu come out of the woodwork.
He might just stand up now.
Uh-oh.
Is there any cool stuff that's happened in PvP last little bit? Just trying to think of
Other
anything.
than Ducker finally making it to the lighthouse.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I actually played some trials with Ducker in Day on Monday, like right before it finished. And man, we had some good games. Like it was 4 games in a row where we started out bad. It was 4-0, and boom, we made a comeback all the way, 5-4.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like back to
Running with
back.
Ducker and JJ is so much fun. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Whenever Shores of Time was the map, I ran like 5 or 6 cards with those guys just over and over again. And we would. I got them. We got both the armor and the weapons on those runs. We were just
That's
doing really
awesome.
good. Ducker's
really
improved a
great
lot.
card.
He can snipe now. He can hold his own for the most part. He still ducks up, but yeah, he's seen a lot of improvement.
I'm really sad because it was my map a couple weeks ago, being Asylum and Dungeons, and like those are my 2 favorite maps. And then this most recent weekend was this. They were doing the cycle, and I would have liked to have played that. And I honestly just, with work the way it's been, I have not been able to play
I wouldn't
Miles
say you
at
missed out on
all.
much, because out of 7 or 8 games we played freaking 9 Memento maps. Oh, it's horrible.
Oof.
Wait, what? Really? You
that's
played
pretty rough.
Memento 9 times in a row?
Back to back to back. We didn't play Bannerfall once. I think we played Frontier one time. That was it.
That sounds so bad.
Yeah, it's
I
rough.
can't imagine that. Honestly, I wasn't that much of a fan of the rotating maps. Like, it was cool, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't get a foothold on any of the maps. Like, I would just have good games, and then I would have bad games. I don't know. I feel like having, like, the same map throughout the whole weekend just lets you, like, warm up to it and just be consistent in it. You know what I mean?
More than rotating maps, I'd really like to see rotating sides, because it seems like
that better.
different sides can be such an advantage in a game. And I'd really like to see them make the switch to that.
Alex.
You guys' chat is out of control right now.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got requests.
Haven't checked them out.
Beer.
Oh my god. No.
People really
No.
want to play
No.
Fits the tank. Fits the tank.
There you go. I
Apparently
made 2
Chuck
drinks
made
just in case, and
Chuck
I'm
made
already
sick
through one of
then.
them. Well, you want me to drink this whole thing? Oh my god.
No, we're not gonna try and kill you. Okay, jeez. I think since we are on the verge of, or on the subject of Crucible, it would be a good time to pull in our Weapon of the Podcast winner. You guys think that's cool?
Yeah.
Get it done earlier than later. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, that's for me.
People. Let's see. You guys aren't gonna. See if we can get him in here. So, for those of you who are new, part of this podcast is every other week we do a Weapon of the Podcast, and the weapon is selected, and whoever goes out and gets the most PvP kills with it in one day, starting at midnight UTC to the next day midnight UTC, they take a picture of the number of kills they got using Destiny Tracker, send it to me, and if they're winning, they get $20. So the winner again is Sporked Up, aka Spence Whiting.
Hey, that's
dude?
me. How's it going?
What's up? What's up, Spork? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Am I making noise this time?
Yeah, you are.
We hear you. Yep.
Excellent.
Cool. Well, I have to say, I didn't think that repeat winners was going to be a thing, but since nobody else submitted anything, you went
Oh.
out and did what, 158?
Oh my
Holy shit.
god.
I got 1 or 2 kills with it, but I don't qualify.
I might have 158 total kills with that gun since it came out. Oh my god.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I played what
It's a solid
2
gun.
sorry.
Go.
It's
I played two levels worth of Iron Banner, right? From like 3 to 5 just with that gun out, and it was cake. Y'all could have beat me easy if you weren't so Also, I'm drinking, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, sweet. I'm not alone.
Seems everyone but me. Oh.
Yeah. Hmm.
so let's
I
just
feel
jump,
the need to look and see.
let's just jump right into it. Did you use the speed or armor?
I think I was using the one with body shots. That's armor, right?
I
Mhm.
think so.
I used that for a little while, but I ended up accidentally killing everyone with headshots, so then I switched over to the agility one. No, it was. I stole so many kills with that thing. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the only way to use it, by stealing other people's kills?
No, it's certainly the best way to rack up a kill total, though. No, it works just fine. It's in a good archetype, at least for my play style. Archetype of scout. It shoots people and they die in pretty solid order. It's got good stability and everything on it.
I was gonna ask, what kind of,
It looks nice.
like, what were your tactics? You know what I mean? How are you going in on it?
Trying to think. It was banner, so it was control.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was always a scout guy. I'm not good at the crucible, but you can go ahead and.
None of us.
My apologies. Just hang back behind control points and defend them from behind them. That's a good way to do it. Things like that.
Okay.
I really want to see what my lifetime is, though, because I'm pretty sure you've eclipsed my lifetime kills with that weapon.
Oh, nice.
Trying to find out.
I was trying to get it right after that last podcast, and
Mhm.
I just couldn't do enough Queen's bounties. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's whatever. I really have been digging scout rifles.
Mhm.
They-
Scouts are fun.
What's the one I had? I had...
Cryptic Dragon?
No, it doesn't really
Saturnine
matter.
Rapier? I don't know.
It's one of the... It's a Badger.
Hmm.
Oh, the Badgers, yeah.
I had a Badger with reactive reload and crowd control. And I've
Oh,
been
wow. Nice.
wondering about this, and a YouTuber named Aztec Ross put out a video where if you have weapons of light on and see somebody tethered, if you got a kill with it, reloaded, it's a one-shot to the head with the scout rifle. With those
Wow.
2 perks.
That's some pretty unique circumstances, but that would sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I thought it was fun, and I have this laser beam of a, what do you call them, the gunsmith ones with max stability and full auto, and it's just incredible.
A Badger with full auto, huh?
No, it's
Wait.
the gunsmith one.
Oh, that's right. What's it called again? Something with a
DIS
T?
something.
Yeah, one of the DIS.
Yeah.
Either the 43 or I'd have to
Or
check.
47.
Yeah,
That-
as soon as math becomes involved, yeah.
I was playing with that on Widow's Court, and I knew where people were sniping, and if I could get that first shot off and stagger them, it was just easy peasy.
Yeah.
So, lifetime, I have 28 kills with the Boolean Gemini.
Nice. So what instances do you think that the Boolean Gemini shine?
I don't think it ever shines.
Really?
I think it's just passable.
It's hot garbage.
It's an acceptable scout rifle. I mean, if you don't have a better role, if you don't have something fun like a crazy badger or something with real high stability, it'll service. But yeah, I wasn't like wildly enthused with it. It just worked just better than everyone was afraid it was gonna.
What
It's nice to look at.
You have no
What
one to
playlist were
blame
you
but yourself for
in?
choosing it.
I'm sorry, you guys talked over each other. What was that?
Go
I
ahead.
said
One of
to be
them
fair,
asked
you have
what
no-
playlist
you
you
have-
used it in.
We're doing
God
this
damn it.
over and
Do you guys
over.
need to raise your hands before you talk? I was using it in Control, which someone asked which playlist. I was using it in Control because it was during Iron Banner.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And what I said is you have no
You
one
guys-
else to blame for choosing it but yourself.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, I set myself up for victory right here. Picked one no one else would even try.
Nice. Well,
Oh no,
do
I
you-
tried it. Just wasn't pretty.
Do you have one already in mind for the next challenge?
Yeah, I didn't think of anything terribly as crazy fun, but I figured we should probably steer clear of the raid ones because most people don't have
Yeah.
those.
Mm.
But I think it would be fun to send people out there to kill things with Thorn
Oh.
and then just get
Ooh.
teabagged game after game because they're using Thorn. I think that sounds like a quality Misfits, entertainment right there.
Oh man.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
So I currently have 11 kills with Thorn. Let's see where I get with it.
Man, you weren't a year one player then.
No, I
No.
was not.
Challenge accepted.
I started like literally like 2 weeks
I
before.
get 11
Like, I
kills
was a-
with, like, in a game on average.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought the game, before it came out. I bought a PlayStation for this game, but the way it worked out, I really didn't start playing till a week or two before the Taken King. So yeah, I never had Thorn when it was good.
It was so awesome.
It wasn't even good. It was just the thing to use, apparently.
So that's what we need to do is get a 6-man team all using Thorn and see what we can do.
They have to be Bubble Titans too, just
People
because.
from almost any distance.
Wow.
It's basically a handheld scout rifle.
It doesn't do that anymore, though. That's fair
Two-
warning.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't do it anymore. But back in the day, 2 headshots and the little burn would finish them off. You saw you got 2 headshots, you could turn around and keep going.
It was guaranteed. Oh man.
Yep. Yep, it was. Oh my god, it was so dumb.
Yeah,
A lot of flawless runs to the lighthouse with that gun.
I ran Red Death just because I would need something to counter Thorn.
Hmm.
I don't like
So-
fighting fire with fire all the time.
Wasn't that a popular gun to counter Thorn back then? Red Death?
yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
I feel
I
like I need to use a ton of Red Death because I just got White Witch today, and I'm so excited about that. How pretty it makes that gun.
Yeah, awesome.
Sorry, Fitzu. That was about my second choice right there, was Red Death. Actually, my first choice was Adept Zauli's Bane, but I figured let's go ahead and make it something some people actually try.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
I used the
Think you can
Zalus
get-
Bane last week because of the Void Burn in the Nightfall or Strikes, wherever the Void Burn was, and it still sucked. It was a Nightfall. It was a Nightfall. Even with the burn, I was like, this gun is just garbage. I mean, 10 shots at low impact with a reload that takes you. I mean, I could go make a drink in the time it takes it to reload. That gun was painful.
There's no reason to be using it.
Although it'd still be super fun to go into a game with a full team of Zali's Bane and just see what happens. See if you can
Probably
win.
reloads faster
Oh,
by just
absolutely agree.
switching to your heavy or your secondary, running around a little bit and switching back to it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Cool. Well, anything else you have to say about the weapon?
I don't think so. I
Dang.
don't think so, except this time people better actually play against me,
Yeah, seriously.
because I was kind of disappointed.
Well, hey.
I feel
I'm disappointed
like
by
I-
winning stuff, but
We're gonna have to set up an event, the world versus Worked Up.
Yeah.
I could be alone in feeling like this, but I feel like the gun would have been much better if instead of having a choice, it just always boosted recovery. Because it feels like armor and agility just don't mean much in PvP.
If
Nope.
I had to have my way with how that gun turned out, I would just have them both on all the time. So if you kill
Sure.
with the body shot, you get the armor. If you kill with the headshot, you get the agility, and they can
Sure.
all stack.
Yeah, because neither effect is all that overpowered.
Or
Yep.
barely
Like-
noticeable. I stack 3 times.
Exactly, yeah.
Barely feel it.
Yep.
if I remember correctly, agility only like influences your initial jump, and if you like actually hold the jump button, you'll go higher. But that's it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, you can move faster when you're just walking with higher agility.
Oh.
It's really noticeable if you use a quantoplasm and you shoot somebody and then just kind of walk around. You still move faster than you would normally, like with aiming
Yeah.
and all that. But yeah, it's quantoplasm. The one kill with the quantoplasm is like twice the effect of three headshot kills with the Boolean Gemini. So it's not really much anything.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's exotic.
Yes.
Cool. Well, Sporks, I'm super happy that you keep participating in this because if it wasn't for you, it would be dead. But I think Thorn is a fun one. I think people are really gonna get into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I see promises on the right from a few folks. Looks
Okay,
like
cool.
JDoc is planning to get at least 200. So.
Nice.
Oh.
You'd have to play Destiny first.
All right, guys, I'm gonna log off then.
Word.
No, I like Thorn as a choice. It's an interesting gun. It should be fun, and I will try that one. I did put Boolean Gemini on for a game. I think I got 2 kills with it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something else with my life now.
Word. Well, thanks, Spork.
You got it.
Appreciate it, man.
Catch you
Keep
later.
up the good work.
Adios.
Yeah, man.
So somewhat off topic, but on topic of the PvP thing, I think I need to refocus because I feel like since I got frustrated with the meta, I've stopped trying to better myself, and I feel like that's led to a deterioration in some of the ground I'd made and getting to be a better player. So I'm gonna try and refocus and get better at the game again because I don't like getting worse. I feel like that's
I've
where
been
I'm at
seeing
right now.
myself switching things up. I feel like I try to get better with one character and I kind of plateau, and I'm like, I think this is it. Maybe I'm just burnt out on this, so I switch a different subclass or a different character altogether. You know what I mean? And it makes a difference for me.
Yeah, sometimes you just have off days. What's the loadout you're using? It just depends. Just switch
Yeah.
gear up, try something else.
So before we go on to the last little bit, I think it'd be cool to just put all the giveaways or get those all
Announcing
out of the way.
them?
Mm-hmm.
So we were told that Raiden had gotten a bunch of band swag in the mail, and he divided it into 3 prize packs. And I think the first prize pack that I talked about on band will be raffled out in just a second to everybody who's listening to the podcast right now. We'll just pull a random winner from the chat, and the second one is going to be, I believe, the JDoc selfie competition.
Yes.
Yeah, I just saw that.
My phone's blowing up from the band chat because of that.
So I haven't seen all of it yet, but that sounds like it's going to be good. And what was the last one, Shotgun?
A 1v1 tournament, I
So
believe.
What are the details of that?
I haven't really thought about the specific details yet, but that will be out soon. I'll try and get it done by tomorrow, and then I'll just take entries and see who wants to go in.
Nice.
1v1, each shotgun, get prize.
I mean, you don't have to beat me. You just have to be the last person to play. Just based on the 1v1 turnouts in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might partake. I might not. I don't know yet, but I will definitely set it up.
Chat's a bunch of assholes right now.
Yeah.
I've been looking at chat.
So let's just jump straight into this. We've got. What do you think's more fun? Me picking a number between 1 and 100, and then whoever is closest wins, or what? Or should I just randomly generate a name?
Can't spam the number.
No, I'm just gonna randomly pick a name. That'd be way too hard. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10 people in chat. Everyone's just putting down numbers. Okay.
What number 1 through 10, guys?
If I had my dice handy, I would have a 10-sider pretty easily. But I don't. So I'm useless
I'm
to you.
gonna just do a random generator. The number that came out was 2, and that is Chubby Love.
Chubby
Love.
Congratulations.
Chubby Love wins.
So that was
And before he's AFK.
it was like a bottle opener and a there was a water bottle, and I think there were some other things, but
Some stickers.
we'll get a hold of him and get the address stuff so Ryden can send it to him.
Chad is making me laugh, man.
Part of winning that raffle is you have to post your address and band also, and just deal with whatever stuff comes your way.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Someone's gonna mail him a bag of dicks or something.
That would be dope.
You read my mind.
Okay, so putting winnings and Destiny 1 behind us, I tried to think of some more things to talk about with Destiny 2. You guys want to get into it? There's some cool leaks that
More? Really?
kind of.
Really?
Ever
I
since
haven't heard about
the
the new
initial
leaks.
wave of leaks, I've been like, not really in the dark, but I
Here's
just
the
haven't been paying attention.
mandatory little spoiler alert part.
Uh-oh.
These
I'm gonna duck out.
yeah. So these are posts that have come from a user called Shinobi602,
Oh, that
who
guy. Yeah.
has like been really accurate with all of his posts. He's kind of like a Jason Schreier kind of person. You can pretty much expect anything he says to happen. And somebody on Reddit put together a whole list of everything he said about Destiny 2, and I think it'd just be fun to go through and talk about everything that was on that list. You guys think that's
Sure.
cool?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cool. So first bullet point I had was apparently Rise of Iron was just supposed to come out in spring of 2016, and the reason it didn't was because they took that whole entire dev team and put them to work on the new Destiny 2 architecture. And that was the first one. The second is the Cabal is the main focus, and I mean, he got that one right. He said open world towns and activities will be a part of the game, when you being able to queue up activities without a menu, which is awesome for me.
Ooh.
Excited. Yeah.
And
Yes.
when I read that, I was just thinking about how cool maybe the Trials of Osiris experience could be in Destiny 2, where you walk into like this big like arena, and it's like, okay, I'm going for my first win, and you walk into like a doorway. When you come out of that doorway, you're in that first match. And then if you win, you leave. And just having like Brother Vance like right there, so if you have to reset your card, do it without freaking going back to the roof or the reef, whatever
roof?
it's called. Yeah,
Reef.
sale. But just having that kind of thing would be incredible to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. That sounds amazing.
Just that.
Just sounds like it's streamlining everything.
Yeah. Did you guys play The Division at all?
Nope.
I played the beta for like a day.
Yeah, so what they did was when you went from the open world into the main social hub, there was this little section that you had to walk through, and it intentionally made you walk really slowly so that you could load it up without actually like, going into a menu. But something like
kind of
that,
like we all intentionally do when going into the forge.
right, yeah. But that kind of thing, I think, would be really successful. But going forward, they said the main area that the campaign will revolve around is Saturn.
Saturn.
And that all or that Saturn as a play space will be bigger than all the Destiny 1 play spaces combined.
Ooh.
And that immediately made me think, and I got this, I won't take credit for it. My Name is Blythe mentioned it on one of his YouTube videos, that Saturn is a gas giant.
Well, I'll be.
So you can't walk on it. So there's, and it wouldn't surprise me if this was the case, but we might actually be going to a large moon of Saturn, which is called, coincidentally, Titan.
Titan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool.
It would.
Oh no, there's Titans on Titan. Oh my god.
I think it shows a little favoritism. We need a Hunter and Warlock moon as well.
Yeah, well, I want to go to a moon called Hunter.
I mean,
Actually, we don't really need a Warlock moon. No one likes
There you go.
Warlock anyway.
Yeah, they're useless. Who cares about them?
Right.
And what would the Warlock moon be? A place where no one can jump?
Just
But they can melee
extreme
you from across
gravity.
the world.
Intense gravity.
So I don't know if it's true for everyone, but it appears the video has frozen on our podcast.
Oh, really?
I noticed
Really?
I'm refreshing, thinking it'll help, but yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I tried refreshing. That didn't help for me either.
Oh, it's back.
Uh-oh.
It's back. I minimized Skype, and apparently I have to keep it open even if it's in the back.
Oh,
My bad.
today we learned.
Cool. Well, it's better. The next thing that was listed on that was the engines being overhauled with something with better rendering tech. So that pretty much screams 60 FPS to me.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
This one, don't know how to feel about it, but the original Destiny 1 play spaces will likely be left behind.
I can see that. I mean, the tower gets destroyed, obviously, from
Yeah,
what
that
we
makes
see.
sense.
I mean, I kind of assumed that Destiny 2 would have distinct spaces of its own, separate from what Destiny 1 had to offer.
Right.
I am
did you
hoping
say-
to see some of the places that are mentioned in like the lores and stuff like that, like the Grimoire.
Yeah.
Like those towns, like that. Like one of my favorite stories is the last word in Thorn. You know, I'd like to see those towns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine we'll see a separate Earth location, but still an Earth location.
Mhm.
I'd like to
But
see
the
a
thing is,
location in the reef that we actually play through for story purposes, not just PoE or CoE. I'm sorry for new listeners, Prison of Elders or Challenge of Elders. I'd like to see actually a playable space in some of the moons or not moons, but asteroids or whatever in the reef.
Yeah.
Nice. Some of the moons in Jupiter. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a thing, though.
Oh yeah. But
Saturn and Jupiter have a shitload of moons, so there's
would
no
hope-
shortage of locations.
I would hope there is some story devoted to exploration of the Nine and what they are, and that would definitely involve Jupiter.
I mean, it's a sequel, and I'm pretty sure Bungie knows what people are looking for story-wise. So I'm pretty sure they'll reveal some of that stuff to us. Not everything. There has to be some sense of mystery still, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I need a raid with an Amkara boss.
Yes. Yes. But have it cooler than the architects in Mass Effect.
Yep.
Who?
Sorry. Did I mention I'm drunk?
Yeah.
What is that, a Andromeda spoiler or what?
Yeah, I mean, not really.
Oh.
I mean, it's
No, I
pretty
haven't
early
touched
on, but
Andromeda. Because you said
I don't think
architects
that's
of
gonna
Mass
spoil
Effect, I was
anything.
like, I don't recognize that. What are
yeah,
you
it's an
talking about?
Andromeda thing, but I don't think it's replaceable. But yeah, I guess it could be.
All right. Then
It's not a story point.
Okay.
no more spoilers about Andromeda. We're doing Destiny spoilers.
Sorry.
So he also mentioned improvements to development tools, therefore more content in between expansions, which
That one makes me excited.
makes sense because if it's so hard to put in new content that you have to spend hours and hours, thousands of hours developing it rather than testing and debugging and whatnot. I think having better tools can only be a good thing. New races and factions planned, and I think by factions they didn't mean like the tower factions, but like enemy factions. Like we saw that weird dog-looking thing in the trailer.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that like the whole Cabal Legion that attacks the tower is the Red Legion, so they're like a separate faction of the Cabal.
No, I'd like to see more factions for Guardians, or at least have the factions play a bigger role in what your Guardian does. I mean, the only thing that really differentiates in this one is your gear. There are patrols that are specific to factions, but at no point do you actually do anything that reps a faction in this game, and I think that'd be kind of cool if you did.
Yeah, being that Destiny is kind of like they want that MMO feel in it. I think it would be cool if, depending on your faction, it would affect how your story plays out. But at the same time, like, it's hard to kind of see that coming, being that it's online, so that, like, it's, for example, something like the Witcher or something like that. Yeah, your choices will be yours and whatever, they'll affect that. Being an online game, it kind of has to be uniform with everybody. But either way, like, just some way to make that work, that would be great.
Even just a story mission devoted to each faction would be kind of cool. Like, I mean, the Outbound Signal is, for all intents and purposes, a dead orbit story mission. So I'd like to see something like that, maybe with some more dialogue from a rep from that specific faction. I think that would be enough. I mean, it wouldn't even have to be that you're only doing story missions for factions you're part of, but at least having the factions represented and seeing a little bit more of their ideals and what their focus is in the game, as opposed to just having to find that out through Grimoire.
Yeah.
And as far as the developer tools that you brought up earlier about making things a little bit easier, I know it seems like a lot of the strike things are devoted to or are random at this point for what the modifiers are each week. But how annoying was it that we finally got primaries with burns on them, and for the first 2 weeks we had them, there were no burns in the strikes.
Yeah, they took off all the burns.
It's like we're so excited to finally have, solar weapons and void primaries, which we hadn't had since year one.
It's almost
and
like
there's no primary burn.
It's almost like they're actively trying to make us not have fun.
Yep. Well, and I mean, this week there's an arc burn, so I had fun with my Necrochasm, but
it's probably all random anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It is random, but that's part of that is because I think the developers devoted the programming space to making it random, and it's not easy for them to just go in and flip a switch to change things. So I'd like to see more things where they could just go in and flip a switch and not have it being resource intensive for them to make the game more fun for us when they do events like this, where they do allow us to have something we haven't had and actually allow us to play with them and have fun in different ways.
Are you suggesting that they hire an employee that does all the RNG? Picks the vendor roles?
No, not necessarily. I think it'd be nice if they just had a spreadsheet they could go into and click, press one button to or flip one switch or fill one box to say, let's have arc burn this week or solar burn this week or void burn this week. Have it all random, but this one option.
Yeah, just like to have it there, just in case they want to like do something. I know what you mean, Fitzu. Yeah.
I'm glad someone does. I'm very drunk right now.
To answer Top Hat's question in chat,
No,
what they
you
meant
can
was
go
that if you have a character, you made it to level 20 and you beat the Black Garden, you have the option of carrying over the looks of that character to Destiny 2. I don't think it's automatic. I don't think you have to do it, but it'll be an option for you.
Yep.
Oh well.
And
Cool.
it's just your character's look. No weapons, no armor, none of that is going to carry over.
Which is a good thing because my character is pretty. I like to keep that.
Oh my god, my character is green. It's a green X, so it's horrible, but I'll keep it.
I deleted like 600 hours of gameplay just so I could have a pretty hunter. I want to keep it.
Yeah, I like the way my characters look. I'm not ashamed. I'll probably do the same thing.
I'm ashamed of my hunter and my warlock. My Titan, I took time with that one.
I was ashamed too, man. I don't blame you. I was ashamed of my hunter and my warlock. So 2 weeks before Rise of Iron, I deleted both and started over. And actually why I don't have my book completed already is because a lot of things that I'd done already didn't carry over because they were new characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, forget it.
Uh,
I was hoping at some point they'll add something, or maybe with some silver you could change the looks of your character, but nope.
Needs a barber.
Exactly.
One thing that I'm really excited about that he said would be next game is we will learn more about the goals of our enemies, which is incredible to me.
Yeah.
Because
yes, for sure.
there's like you have no idea why the Cabal are attacking Mars, other than the fact that they blow up planets just for getting in their way.
You get like a certain idea from the Grimoire, but it still doesn't make sense why exactly they are here.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of the problem. Is so much is tied into the Grimoire. We know why the Hive are here.
Yep.
We
And
know
the Fallen.
why, and the Fallen, and even the Vex to a certain extent.
Vex,
We don't
they just
necessarily
want
know
everything perfect because they're no retentive.
exactly. Well, when they're trying to find a future where they win, where they
Yeah,
become
that's it.
the basis of the universe, and they can't find one, so they're exploring random options at this point.
And then
Yeah.
at the same time, if you look at the Grimoire though, with the Cabal, like you see in the Grimoire where they say like when they first discovered this, we immediately took out all of their people of power. So it's they're gonna want to come back and get some payback. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping that they kind of expand into as to why they're here in the first place.
Yep.
And what they're running from, because apparently they're running from something, or we don't know what it is.
The Cabal? I thought they were just imperialists.
Apparently.
I thought,
Nope, they're running
I
from
thought they were
something.
just sending out like they're looking for something or whatnot. They kind of like they have the big guns,
I've seen around in like threads and shit that they're apparently running from something, and I've heard it from multiple people, so I just take it as truth from now.
I know the
But-
Fallen were definitely running the Fallen were running from the darkness, which is essentially the Hive at this point because they are the clearest tool of the darkness, the actual devotees to it.
They kind of followed the Traveler to us.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say the Fallen also followed the Traveler, even though they were also running from the Hive. But, I guess they're running in the same direction. But the Cabal are definitely their own thing.
I found it.
Go ahead.
It's in the Grimoire. Oh, hold on. I'm
Alright.
loading up the page. Keep going.
Like a little off topic there, but that's something I hope they expand on because I saw that the two expansions that are coming out, one has to do with Osiris, the other one has to do with the Warmind. I'm really hoping they clarify in the Warmind one where, like, I believe it too. In the Grimoire, people theorize that the Warmind, Rasputin, was the one that actually shot the Traveler and put him in the state that he's in. So I'd like to know if that's true. I can see it. I just want it confirmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the Traveler was trying to do the same thing to us that he did to the Fallen, where he basically bugs out.
Exactly, and Rasputin was like, the whole supercomputer be like, well, you know what? We stand a better chance if he stays. So I'm gonna make him stay.
Yep.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, but we don't know if we shot him for sure or not.
It's not
Like we know he was
confirmed or anything
prepared
like
to, but we don't actually know if he did it or not. Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
and that's
Like he was totally
hopefully
down to
that'll
do
be
it. There.
clarified.
That's the speculation there, where it's like the whole Grimoire card. You could either take it as that's what he did, or that was a contingency. This is like, well, if this happens, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I found the Grimoire here. Ghost Fragment, Cabal number 2. For all their might and strength, for all that they have dug into Mars and flung up battle walls with this bureaucratic grimness of conquerors, I suspect they are fleeing from something. That within their hard shells and thousand-folded shields is a sharp seed of terror. But of what? Does something follow them? Should we fear too? Yeah. That's the thing. That's it.
Oh, okay. So it's a suspicion.
So apparently they're running from something.
Sure.
Yeah. And then there's like a whole Reddit thread on speculation about that, but I'm not going to read that.
Well, it seems like when you look at the factions, you've got the Guardians are forces of light. Whether that's good or bad is up for debate. But the Guardians are forces of light. The Hive are forces of darkness, and it seems almost like the other three races, the Cabal, Vex, and the two races, the Cabal and the Vex, are kind of caught in the middle. Like the Vex have been beat up by the darkness, and they're trying to figure out how to beat it. The Fallen have been beat up by the darkness, and they're just trying to run and scavenge and survive. But then that's it. So I would like
they
to
also
see more.
think we heard it,
Do what?
don't they? Like, don't the Fallen think like we the smart traveler and took it away from them? Why they hate us?
I don't think they think we took that traveler away from them. I think they're jealous of the fact that we are the traveler's chosen ones, essentially. But we might just be the traveler's chosen ones because of how Rasputin disabled him and kept him from leaving. It's hard to say.
I don't think we're the chosen one. I think the traveler just created the Guardians because what's his face shot him, and it's like, well, I gotta defend myself. Let me just zombify these people.
That's possible, but it has been stated that humans, and I guess Exos and Awoken at this point as well, use the light in ways that were never used by any of the races that the Traveler visited before. So we may not be necessarily the chosen ones, but we are different than any of the races he stuck with. So that might be something to it, or there might be something to that as well. The Guardians are paracausal beings, which none of the creatures that the Traveler stuck with before, obviously the Fallen aren't paracausal. They're very much stuck in the realm of cause and effect.
Yep.
Although I may be going off into an area that should be a whole another podcast as far as
you should be on Focus Fire Chat or something.
Sorry.
Starting a separate podcast already, the lore cast.
Yeah, and I should also be sober for that conversation. But, whatever.
No, you're doing a great job.
Let's talk Destiny 2 Crucible, boys.
I was just gonna say the last thing I have is that there's talk of spaceflight gameplay potentially for Destiny 3 or Destiny 4 even.
If that even exists.
In that potentially in this next game, ships might be an extension of our Guardian, which sounds like interiors and more customization other than just being a cosmetic piece.
Oh, okay.
Something in.
I was worried you were going to say that it was like a full-on flight sim, in which case I might actually make the leap to PC.
I mean, that's not out of Bungie's realm. In Halo Reach, they actually did a really great space flight level.
Yeah. What was that thing called? Saber?
Where, yeah, exactly. Like in Warframe, like Tuck saying, where your ship is like a little playable area. You know what I mean, for yourself. Kind of like what it is now, except you go to a different station to kind of say, okay, well, this is where I go to. Put in the.
It's definitely the old guy, right?
No, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go with Jennifer Aniston. Between the two, who do I think is hotter, the old guy in Up or Jennifer Aniston? The old guy in Up's definitely got it going on. He's got a good personality. I like him, but Jennifer Aniston's, there's something about her, man. I'd hit it.
But the glasses and the guy from Up, though. I mean,
I like glasses.
Square frames,
No, I like glasses. I prefer a woman in glasses to a guy, but glasses definitely hot.
I know. But yeah, Shotgun, you were talking about Crucible and Destiny 2. What would you like to see out of that?
Complete separation of Crucible and PvE balance changes. Yes, that has to be a thing. Nice. That's like the most important thing, dude.
Yeah, I didn't really have a strong opinion on this until I found that sniping is so incredibly difficult in PvE now. Because you have one silly little, drag hit you with a shot while you're trying to do your damage per second on a boss, and suddenly you're way off shot because of it, and that's a serious pain in the ass.
Not only that,
and not to mention the ammo drought. Like people felt that whenever that first happened, back when Taken King was still around, I remember Reddit was just flooded with people saying how boss encounters were just so much harder because you didn't have enough ammo.
But not only that, I remember the first sniper nerf came right before the Wrath of Machine came out, and that's where they killed the Touch of Malice. You couldn't do it in the bubble anymore, and then they said they lowered the impact on all the snipers. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that to do that you go up once they kill your ogre, you got to snipe your knight. You couldn't one shot them anymore,
Yep.
and it was
Yep.
just like I was so bummed out. And
And-
now you have like your Event Horizon and the Wrath of the Machine Snipers, Ex Machina or whatever. You can one shot them with the really high impact ones, but you didn't really
That
have
was
that
done.
many high impact
660
snipers
now.
back then.
Yeah.
Right. And I
Like,
ran into an
before-
issue last
Before
week.
Black Spindle, I think it was just what was it, Black Hammer and Aphrodite Spear, and that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So
Ex Machina is a great gun. But what I was going to say is I ran into an issue last week because of it. Because doing the Golgoroth challenge as a Night Stalker, I used to just shade step away from those balls all day long. Golgoroth throws balls in my face. I'd shade step a couple times. And now you can't. Now you shade step once, and then you're stuck there, and you hope he doesn't have more balls in your face because you can't do anything about him.
Yeah, you can't shade step twice.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Yep. Okay,
So,
Uncle
I'm-
Dex has now asked who I think is hotter, mystical or crippled, and I'm going to say that these are my podcast hosts, and I'm not going to differentiate between the two. I love them both equally, and if they wanted to have a wicked threesome, we could do something with that. But I'm not going to say that one is hotter than the other.
Guardian Con.
Guardian Con.
I'm really gonna try to go to that.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna
Guardian
happen
Con
for me this
2018?
year, but 2018, you know it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make that.
Yeah, that's my thoughts as well. I've already got my vacation plans for this year. I'm going to Gen Con and everything else, but next year, Guardian Con's where I'll be at.
For sure.
Uncle has another message for you.
Oh boy.
Mitsu.
Oh boy. My favorite person off topic between Viking and Momoto. Dude, these are my clanmates, man. I can't pick people out.
You're starting to
For one,
you're starting to
Neither one of
throw
them
some
are-
shit.
they're both Zen misfits, so I love them equally. And for two, I'm an admin, so I have to love them equally. I'm not even allowed to pick favorites, man. I have to be, capable of being what's the word? Unbiased. There we go. We'll go with
Should be our president.
that. No.
Mitsu for Prez. 2022. Oh wait, no.
So yeah, what do you guys think we're gonna see on May 18th in that reveal trailer?
Gameplay, it seems.
Yeah, what kind though? Do you think they'll maybe just walk us around a patrol? Do you think we'll see some PvP stuff?
I think it'll be like just like the first mission or something.
Yeah, I want to say something like that. Bungie's
But then
been
again,
notorious for that. Although
might be
I
too
kind of
spoilery.
wouldn't want to see like that. Like, yeah, the first mission and whatnot. I can't say that it's not something they haven't done before, but I'd rather just see something random, like like one of the play areas. Just
Yep.
show us the open
Yeah,
world.
like,
Don't actually
patrol,
do
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think it's patrol. I think it'll be a public space. An area, much like when they did with Rise of Iron, they showed us the Cosmodrome with snow and everything else. I think they'll show us areas that you can have, 12 people running around instead of just, a fire team. I don't think they'll want to give away any plot points beside the fact that, I could see if there was something they were going to show, it would be the fall of the tower because we've already seen it in the advertisements. But I would be surprised if we don't see something with patrol space and, areas they can run around and show off different things and take their time with without giving away any story elements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes more sense. They probably release like the first mission and all that stuff for the actual beta, like they did for Destiny 1.
Yeah. What I'm really curious about is how soon to follow the beta will be. Like, it would not surprise me at all for them to drop the alpha on May 18th after showing us what we see. Where maybe
think there's gonna be an
PlayStation
alpha?
uses. I think
That
there
would
might
be
be an alpha.
cool.
I think there'll be the beta thing that we'll see on that for everybody who pre-ordered, and I think that'll come later in the summer. But it would not surprise me at all if we get an alpha in May for just PlayStation or something for their exclusivity deal. It wouldn't shock me at all.
True.
Was there any sort of lead up to the alpha before this game?
I don't know. I didn't have a Sony. I bought my PlayStation for Destiny, so I didn't have it at that point. There was no alpha on Xbox One.
There was an alpha though. It was invite only. I don't remember how you went about getting invited, but people did get in.
I remember, and it was all of the Earth missions up until the end. and then it was supposed to last up until Friday or something like that, and they decided over the weekend to let you play the first mission on the moon too.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was the beta. I remember that.
Beta, exactly. I didn't get invited to play the alpha.
Yeah, me neither.
Didn't the alpha become open right at the very end though?
No.
Yeah.
It was just the beta that was open.
I thought the alpha was open for like 24 hours or.
Really? Huh. I wasn't paying that much attention to it at the alpha stages, honestly. It wasn't until the beta was announced that I was like, "Oh, cool, Destiny."
Cool. Well,
Hmm.
I think we should have this next podcast after May 18th so that we'll have plenty and
A lot
plenty
to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because pretty much
Sounds about right, a month after.
right
so
now,
yeah.
it sounds like Destiny 1 is just going to be insane stuff moving forward. And yeah.
That's really it. Yeah, there's nothing left.
The good
Home
news is
stretch, boys.
there's lots to play. There's PvP, which is mostly fresh based on your opponents and what you're playing. I don't know. There's a lot to do in Destiny in the near future, so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about finishing these raids, getting more weapons. I mean, this is Crota's week, and the first time through, I got 3 Abyssal Defiance, which is awful.
Oh.
I mean 3 Abyssal Defiant Adept.
Weapon.
So it's like, I'd really like to get some different weapons. I'd like to get the Vision of Confluence, just so I can experience that. I was playing PvP the other day, and I heard somebody using it next to me, and the sound of that gun is so different from anything else in the game. And I thought, man, I want to be pulling the trigger to hear that. I don't want to just hear somebody else shoot somebody with it. I want to be on that gun. So,
Wait, which one?
the Vision of Confluence, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
Like I said, I like it. I like it. It's very consistent.
Yeah, so I mean, I like to try that. I've got a Fang of Your Youth that I have yet to try out in PvP. Although I've been killed by it several times, so I assume it's good.
Good.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the game's in an interesting place right now, and I think that people who say the game is boring now because there's nothing new coming are discounting the fact that most games never have anything new coming at this point, or haven't had anything new coming for a long time. This is a very big game. Having started a new character on Xbox One recently, there is so much to do in the game. You can't find time for it all. It's just a matter of where you pick your spots. But there's a lot to the game right now, and there always has been. It's just people, they always want something new, but they discount the fact that they never finished everything old.
Wise.
Yeah. Like, there's still some stuff I haven't done. Technically, I killed Skolas, but I died on the way to the reward, so I didn't get anything. And then I died on the tunnel, like going down, and then it spawned me in the arena, and the arena was closed, so I couldn't get back down there. I was pissed.
Yep. No,
So
we got a newer guy to the clan. When I say newer, I mean he really just started playing Destiny in December of last year. He's a really cool guy. If you ever have the chance to play with Dax and Kate, I suggest it. He's a very fun player. But he was just having some fun, doing his own thing, trying to figure out things for himself, and he started soloing his way to Skolas, and he's like, "Hey, can people come in and help me?" And we're like, "No, man, you're too far into it. We can't join you now." And he's like, "What?" Because at some point it disables people's ability to join on your team. It's just one of those artifacts of year one that nobody's aware of anymore, but it's still there.
It's fun. It's fun now. It used to be like super challenging from what I heard. But it's fun now. If you have a team of 3 Outbreak Primes, they like melt him, dude.
Oh, sure, because he's fallen, so you get the extra bonus from that. Yeah.
Plus he's from year 1 stuff. Yeah, it's basically like using Gallahorn again in year 1. Like he gets melted.
Man. Yeah, and now all I want to do is play Destiny. Play some Destiny.
Mystical has a raid set up, I believe. I don't know who's on it though.
I would be down to join that, but I may not be the best teammate right now because I am not sober.
Even better. Better, yeah.
Boy, the amount of times I've played Destiny inebriated, you don't even know.
This is probably the most drunk I've been in 2 or 3 years, which is also the same in my entire life. So, yeah.
Dang.
Keep it going.
I'm drinking water, so I'm gonna be okay tomorrow for work. It's fine.
Cool. Good. All right. Well, I pretty much need to get out of here. My day is done, and I want to go get some stuff done.
Dude, thank you for hosting, man. I love the podcast. I love that you're doing this for us and organizing everything and doing all the hard work. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
thanks for
Thanks
having
for giving us the stream key finally, so that we could get this going on your channel.
Sure.
Cool. Well, awesome. Do you guys want to do the social media plugs, and we'll get out of here?
Yeah.
Let's go shotgun first. It's his. If you want to.
I mean, follow me on Twitter, I guess. I don't really post much. It's
What's
just
your
a lot of
Twitter?
bullshit. At El Dorado, Dorado. Oh yeah, it's at LEL ___ DORADO.
Mm.
Yeah, like the city of El Dorado, basically.
Word.
It's my last. So.
Cool. What about you, Fitz?
Yeah. Add me on PSN, Shotgun McCritter.
It's very easy to follow me on Twitch because most people in the chat are already on it. It's Fitzu13. On PSN, it's just Fitzu. If you want to play with my, practically fresh Guardians on Xbox One, you can find me at V for Victory 13. That's V for Victory 13. I have a YouTube or YouTube. No, I don't. I have a. Yeah, that's it. That's good enough.
You can see me here. I'm Mystical Bum. You can add me on PSN, just like it's on screen here. I am on Twitter at Mystical Bum without the underscore altogether, and I'm also here on Twitch at Mystical Bum altogether, no underscore.
Well, and my Twitch, YouTube, and PSN or Triple Inferno, just like that. And then my Twitter's not really gaming, but it's the __ toe. POE. Yep, it's weird. Not gonna go into it. All right, dudes. Well, it's been fun. I'll catch you guys later.
It's been great. Sounds good.
Take it easy, everyone.
All right, guys.
Guys, take it easy. Thanks for the podcast.
Yep. Later.
Thanks for.
Boom.